Hi, I'm Jennifer Roig-Francolí, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the secret to fearless performance. And I'm going to share 3 big ideas about this topic of performance anxiety with you in just a moment. But before I do that, I want to introduce myself in case we haven't met yet. As I said, I'm Jennifer Roig-Francolí. I'm the mind-body violinist, and I've been performing all my life. I know all about firsthand, I know all about performance anxiety and what happens to you. And over the years, I have been practicing the Alexander technique. I became certified years ago, and I teach people now because I have developed the tools to be able to deal with performance anxiety, to prevent it way before it happens. And if it hits, I know exactly what to do to help myself through it and stop it. So I want to give you some tips today to help you learn how to do this. And I really want to encourage your engagement in this live video. It's so nice to have this feature on Facebook where we can actually interact. So before I dive in and give you all the juicy stuff, I just want to say hello to people who are showing up. I see Dan is here and Kay. Welcome, welcome. And if you're new to this show, I do this every Monday at 9 a.m. from my page. But if you're new, please introduce yourself and just say hi, tell me where you're from, what your instrument is. And here's what I want everybody to do right now, whether you're watching the replay or live. I want you to think about performance anxiety for just a second and just type in one word. Do you have it? Have you ever experienced it? I want you to type in yes or no. Okay, just go for it. I want to see how many of you out there have ever experienced performance anxiety of any type related to your performance. And you know, performance doesn't have to mean on a stage. Performance is a lot of things, but especially when you're in front of another person and you're sharing something that's meaningful to you. I consider that a performance. So when you go into a piano lesson, for instance, or you decide to play for your family, or you're even playing for your dog, you know, that's a performance. So some people get nervous in situations like that where they're playing for somebody they know, and some people that's easy for them, but they get really nervous when they're playing for people they don't know. So there is a distinction for most people. And I'm seeing, yes, some people are writing in, yes, they have performance anxiety. I start to, you see things start to happen. I start to stutter a little bit because I'm a little anxious and nervous now doing this. This is my performance right now. But on the other hand, I'm having so much fun. So I teach my students how to have fun and turn it into excitement so that you really are able to overcome the little jitters and things, and you can reach into your heart and share what's there through your art. So just diving in, I want to give you 3 big ideas to start with. Number 1, you cannot experience performance anxiety without your body. That seems like a no-brainer, but we tend to split the mind and the body. So we think of things as either mental or physical. All right, that's just not the case. So that's number 1. You cannot experience anxiety without your body. It's not just emotional or mental. And I'm sure you know that firsthand if you've ever experienced it, because what happens? Your heart rate goes up, you start sweating, you're shaking, but also your mind starts going into worst case scenarios. What if I screw up? What are they going to think about me? All kinds of stuff predicting the future and possible negative outcomes. Maybe you start remembering past events that didn't go so well. Anyway, your mind goes off and your body's triggered. So that's number 1. You cannot experience performance anxiety without your body. Number 2, I hate to tell you, but you play a part in maintaining the performance anxiety once it hits. You know, very often, there's nothing you can do about it right away. You got that little burst of adrenaline and that throws you off, and then it's hard to recover, and it just turns into a downward spiral and it gets worse and worse. Do you know what I'm talking about? Give me a thumbs up if you know about the downward spiral where it just gets worse and worse and it kind of gets out of control. Number 2, again, is that you play a part in maintaining it, all right? So this is something that may not be obvious at first, but later on, I want to share with you a little bit more about point number 2, okay? Point number 3, big idea number 3, you don't need to know why you have performance anxiety. You don't need to go into a big analysis, well, it's because this happened, and it's because that person is in the audience, and it's because my brain's doing this and my muscles are doing that. You don't need to know why. You don't need to go into therapy to figure out why you have performance anxiety. And this also may be exciting for you. You don't have to analyze and figure anything out. All you need to know is what to do. You need to know how to cut it off. Cut it off as soon as it starts. You need to know what to do when you first notice that it's hit you, okay? You also need to know how to prevent it, or to prevent a full-blown attack. And there are specific things you can do, tools that I can teach you to prevent performance anxiety and then to stop it once it hits. Okay? And these are really simple, clear tools that are easy to learn and super fast to implement. You can even do it in like 2 minutes, I promise, I swear. Okay. So those are the three big ideas that I wanted to put out there for you to start with. And now I just want you to take a moment and imagine. I want you to imagine what it would be like if you could share this love of music, this love of your art that you have, whether a musician or an actor, or you're maybe a singer, or, well, sorry, musicians and singers are the same. This is just what came first to my mind. But you can be an actor, any kind of performer. It's not just musicians, all right? So imagine that you could share this love of your art with anybody that shows up in any situation, whether you're alone in a small room with this person. And imagine somebody who really intimidates you and you're alone in the room with that person. That could really set off your performance anxiety. Give me a thumbs up if it's hitting you, thinking of that. I mean, what if you were playing for the master in your art and you're alone in the room with that person? Does that trigger anything? Type in yes if that triggered something. And what did you feel? What did you feel when you thought of that? For some of you, that may not trigger a thing. But now imagine you're on a huge stage. You're in Carnegie Hall in front of thousands of people. Or you're in a football stadium with 90,000 people watching you and you're doing the national anthem. Can you feel that in your body? What's that like? Now imagine for a moment that you were in that situation, same situation that you just thought of. And instead of feeling that compression and tightness and shakiness and panic, like you want to get out of there and run away, or just hide and freeze, imagine that you had no reaction other than a little bit of excitement, like something is waking up in you because you realize this is an opportunity for you to share the deepest love of what you are doing, your deepest love of life, with another human being or with many other human beings. Imagine if you could just experience the warmth and joy and just the presence of being in the presence of other people who love what you love, being able to connect with them and have a shared experience of beauty, or just even if it's ugly music, you can, there's some kind of an emotion or a passion that you can create together. And as an artist, you have such an opportunity to lead that situation. What if you could take charge, first of all, of yourself? What if you could control that performance anxiety and you knew exactly what to do so that you could share your love of your art with others? Imagine what that would be like. Just type a word into the comments right now, whether you're watching the replay or watching me live. Just type one word. How would it feel if you could do that, what I just described? Getting in touch with your heart and your love of life and sharing it through your art with other human beings and having that shared experience. What would that be like? One word. I challenge you all to come up with one word, okay? I'm going to give you time to do that. There's always a delay in these live videos, so once they start showing up, I'm going to read what you have to say. I really want to get your feedback on this video. If you're liking what you're hearing, give me tons of thumbs up and hearts, and I just have fun watching those fly by. And, and it means it's easier to share this video with other people that could benefit. And please do share the video if you like it. You can even tag people right now if there's somebody you can think of who might benefit from watching it with me live. Okay? Let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Well, most people who are performers have tools that they use already. So think about what you do, and let's talk about some of those options. Okay, a lot of people try not to think about it. Okay, so let's say performance anxiety has hit. You're backstage and it's like, what do you do? So a lot of people try not to think about it. They try to distract themselves. I know I used to like pace around and talk to people just to distract myself. I don't do that anymore. I do other stuff. I have things that are more effective. But that helps a lot of people, okay? Distracting yourself, trying to relax. A lot of people try to relax, okay? Or they breathe, they do deep breathing exercises and things like that. So all of those things can have an element that is helpful, and that's why you do it again next time, because you recognize that there's something about that that is helpful. Meditation, prayer, those are other things that people do before a performance that can help, okay? These are all good things. But I have found, I mean, I've tried just about everything there is out there. I've tried yoga. There are wonderful things out there, but I have found that there is one secret. There's a really simple but potent key to approaching performance anxiety. And that is to know that whatever you think has an effect in your body, absolutely immediately, just like that. So to have a skill, to have a tool that allows you to connect your mind and your body with the present moment. So you have all these aspects of yourself in alignment with the present moment. That is going to work wonders to start to calm your nervous system. And it's physiological, it's chemical, it's electrical in your brain. Something happens when you have a tool that you apply in the moment to stay present, connecting your mind and your body with your experience. And it actually is, it's very specific. So you may say, well, breathing helps with that. Yes, but how you breathe. I mean, there are ways to breathe that actually are effective. However, whenever you even think of breathing, it alters what's going on in your system, which can be a good thing, but it's not as effective as when you're using your thinking in a certain way that I can teach you. So yes, there are methods that work well, but you really want to have a very clear consciousness and understanding of how to stay in the present, connecting your thinking specifically with your body so that every single thought, you recognize how it reflects in your body, and you can use the power of your prefrontal cortex up here to change what's going on, to change your physiology, to change your physiology and your experience in the moment. Okay, so you need a skill, you need a tool. The problem with trying to relax, how many of you can relax on demand when you're having a panic? If you're like really nervous before a performance and you tell yourself, relax, relax, calm down, that works a little bit in my experience. For some people it works more than a little bit, but it doesn't really get to the root of the problem, which is how we're thinking about things and not being present. Okay, so what I want you to start to think about is to notice the specific thoughts that show up as soon as you start thinking about performing. For instance, if I give you a scenario, if I give you, oh, and by the way, before I do that, I want to just acknowledge some of the things that are popping up here. I'm scrolling down so I can see what people are saying. Hello, Ross came on, and Robin, and Joe, and Angela. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, here's Julie and Patria. Hey, Patria. And Miriam. Yes, wonderful. I'm so happy to see new people and familiar friends joining me here. That's lovely. So yes, I do still, okay, Kay says, it would feel, because I asked a question a moment ago for everybody to answer, and if you haven't answered yet, now's your chance. Like, I want you to tell me and tell everybody, what would it feel like if you could share the depths of your love of life through your art, through your music, with the people that you love and the people you don't even know in any situation? What would it feel like? And Kay says it would feel expansive. Yeah. And it would feel fulfilling, Dan says. Yeah. And Angela says amazing. Yeah. And joy. Joe says he would feel joy. Yes. And I tell you, I have been blessed to have this experience many times, not just by accident. I've done a lot of work to get to that, and I apply my tools. But there's no experience like it in the world. That's why I keep performing. Because when you're able to connect in that deepest way with other people on a really deep level, there's nothing more meaningful in life to me, and nothing more wonderful, nothing more fantastic. Performance anxiety just gets in the way. So I want to help you, just find the tools, have the skills that I can teach you to kind of do what I do, which is prevent it and deal with it on the spot so you can experience that amazing joy. Julie says warm. Yeah. Okay, so what I was going to say before is that I want you to start thinking about the thoughts that run through your mind. So like right now, if I say, hey, guess what? You're the winner of my contest and you get to perform in Carnegie Hall tonight. It's your one chance in a lifetime, and I want you to play the thing you've been working on. You can do it. I know you can do it, but you're on. Okay, what happens in you when I tell you that? It's not going to happen. Sorry, I can't do that for you. But does something happen in your body? Give me a yes if you felt something, and tell us what hit you immediately. And I want you also to think about what thoughts start running through your mind thinking that you could be in a situation like that. What are the thoughts that usually that triggers a clutter, like a mental chatter, is like, oh my God, I'm not ready. What? I can't do that. That's crazy. No way. So start linking up the thoughts that run through your mind with how you feel in your body. That's the very first step with Alexander technique, with the Art of Freedom that I teach. It's what I'm going to be teaching in a workshop coming up in September that I want to tell you about. First step, again, is self-observation. You got to get to know yourself first before you can make any change. Actually, the first step to change is self-observation, okay? So I'm not going to talk anymore, except that I want to tell you that I do have this free workshop coming up, and I'm going to be team teaching this workshop in September with my teaching partner, Mio Morales. He is another Alexander technique teacher and professional musician. Tons of experience. We're going to do this together. It's going to be so much fun, and it's free. So join my Facebook group. I don't have the link right now for you to sign up for the workshop, so please join my Facebook group and you can find out all about it. I'll also be posting later, sometime this week probably, on this page to tell you about the workshop, but I would love to have you join my Facebook group. The link is at the top of this post, so come on over if you're not a member yet, and we can continue the discussion about performance anxiety as well. But I will be telling you about this workshop. It's in September. It's free. It's going to be fun. And we're going to give you a huge amount of useful information that you can apply right away to help you prevent and conquer your performance anxiety so you can get in touch with that love of sharing music with others fearlessly. So it's going to be the inauguration of Fearless Music Makers, the Fearless Music Maker duo that Mio and I are putting together. So I hope you can join us for that. If you've got any questions about any of this, I am all ears. I'm not going to answer them right here, right now, but come on over to the Mind Body Practice Tribe and ask your questions. Let's have a discussion over there. I'm going to post this video in the group, and I will be there to answer questions. Okay? So, was this useful? Was this helpful? I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you liked it. I love those thumbs ups and hearts, and please share the video. Okay, I love it when you gotta spread this stuff. It's the stuff of life. So thank you for being here, everybody. Again, say hello if you're watching the replay. Join my tribe, and happy practicing. Enjoy what you do. Love it. Love yourself, and I will see you in the practice tribe. Okay, have fun. Bye.